Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in this desolate wasteland, back at the Berry Squad base where I call this my home, and back with more stories to tell about me and my friends' first time on this server. So, I've actually kind of got a new way of going about these types of videos. My plan is that I'm going to spend some time walking and talking about the location that I'm going to plan on going to. And then once I'm at the location, I'll explore a little bit, talk about the history a little bit, and then on the way back, I'll find some type of item that can represent that location, and I'll add it to a type of museum that I'm planning to make. However, first, before that, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to check through and see if there's any items still in these chests from this skeleton spawner, which actually was incredibly useful at the time. This is how we got all of our XP, and it was just really a nice thing to have. So I'm gonna look through. We have it's there's a decent amount of things here. It's just not a lot of stuff I require. Like I don't necessarily need stacks upon stacks of bows. Like a good bow would be nice, but that's fine. Other than that, I guess this will be my food source for now. I did try to film this video about 30 minutes ago, but I ran into a couple of issues. I actually ran into a zombie, like riding a zombie horse. That was something I did not know could happen. So I ran into that and I almost died to it. Um, I didn't die, not like the um, creeper in my video a couple uh, weeks ago, but I did not die to this one. I almost died. I should probably show that some of that footage now. So here you go. So they were gonna fight right here, and people were gonna sit up here. Oh, oh my goodness. I don't know how to fight this thing. Yeah, that was really exhilarating stuff. It definitely did not look like I was about to cry right after seeing that thing and hearing it try to spear me to death. But, it is what it is. Um, so while I'm running over this way, I think I'm going to talk about Spawn first as this first type of video, just because it has a lot of history with it, and really there's a lot of different items that I could pick as the item that I want to be representative of it. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to talk about some of the structures that are over here, and then let's find an item, and then we'll head back. I also might take some of these potatoes because berries are not a good food source. Okay, so now that we're here, I'm going to run back over this way, and you'll notice there's a couple of different main structures. Kind of the ones that catch people's eye are this, that little stone structure in the back, the statue of Bill Cipher, these two stores, and this brick structure over here. So I'll give a brief history lesson. This over here was at one point my throne. So I dubbed myself, I know, I'm really humble, right? I dubbed myself the king of this server. So back on here, there was a sign that said, Button Owl is the king of Pixel Play, which is the name of the realm. And down here, the reason why it's all exploded is because I had end crystals dotting the area, just as like cool decoration, I guess. But as you know, all it takes is one person coming over here and punching it for it to blow up. And so that's why the bottom is all blown up, and the top, there used to be a lapis lazuli throne. I had an end crystal up there too, though, so that blew up also. So coming this way, we have the Berry Squad farmers market apparently, and so they would sell apparently arrows, bows, berries. Uh, Apparently this is where the iron went, armor, and player's bones, I guess. I don't know what that means. But um, obviously nobody bought anything, or everything was stolen, or everything got corrupted because there's nothing in any of those chests. So coming along this way, this was a wood store. So you can also put 1 diamond or 50 iron for me to mine 40 logs. Okay, so this was a wood store. I think it must have been burnt down at one point. I know I bought some wood from here. I think I bought a stack of wood like in the first week of it existing, and then nobody ever bought wood from there again. I think they probably just stole all the wood. But that's why it's all destroyed. So now over here is the Bill Cipher statue. This was made by, I think it was me. It was either me or my friend. I think we might have worked together on it. But we made it together, and then there was one time where I decided I didn't want it at spawn anymore. And so I wanted to move it, I think, in that direction to the village. And we had a whole, me and my friend whose old base was over there, we had a whole debate. And ultimately, it ended up staying because more people wanted it to stay. And I was like the only person that wanted to move it. So I got out, I got vetoed. But in here, now it looks pretty destroyed, but this was a paper factory. That's what I called it. And so this was an automatic sugarcane farm. Obviously, as you can see, every single redstone component has been stolen, along with the chests, apparently. But I would sell paper here. I don't remember why I would sell paper. I think I was really into hermitcraft at the time, and so I kind of thought that paper was like something that people needed. It turned out to not be something that people needed. That was a bit unfortunate, but in the end, it didn't work out. This was kind of a waste of time. However, it is the largest structure at spawn. So over here, you can climb up. I believe you can go up all the way. Yes. Okay, so I was also really proud about this. I thought that the fact that there was smoke coming out of a chimney was really cool. So this was like the one aesthetic thing I did the whole time. And the fact that I made the roof cobblestone instead of regular stone, I thought was really cool. But that's kind of that. Over here, I think this was a store. I have no idea what store it was, but I know it. I know it used to be it used to be a store. I think it was a rocket store, a firework rocket store. Anyway, right here where these two signs are, there used to be an enchanting store where I tried to sell enchanting books, and they all just got stolen. So I think I tore it down. It was made out of wool and wood, so it also could have been burned down. I'm really not sure. And then over here, I believe this is supposed to be like Fred Meyer's, but like for mining materials. So 5 iron for 1 crafting table or furnace. I was selling crafting tables and furnaces. Still no idea why I thought that was a good idea. Over here, I think I sold ores. And my friend was willing to go mine ores for some stuff. In here was a dye store. Obviously, my friend had no idea how to spell iron, and I don't know if the payment. Oh, okay, so it's gone. But there used to be a little hopper with a barrel at the bottom there, so that's where the payment would go. I think it's a really cute store. This was certainly the most aesthetically pleasing store of the whole spawn region, in my opinion. So that was pretty interesting. But other than that, obviously, it has been pretty much abandoned, as with everything else. Over here was going to be a post office, and I don't think I ever finished it because I never got these last two pieces of glass. So I just gave up on the project entirely, which is not a good reason for me giving up, but it's the reason nonetheless about why it's all gone. Um, Other than that, I think that's all the main locations at spawn itself. Over here, there used to be a big quartz thing, and obviously you can tell there is bedrock here. So in I was an admin and ruler, not ruler. I was an admin and owner of the server. that would cheat in various items, and I do still feel bad about that, but nothing I can do about it now. And nobody knew at the time that I was cheating in items except for like this. So there was one time where there was a huge quartz structure that I made in creative, and then I had buttons with command blocks that would take you to the end portal. And I don't remember where else. There was another location. But other than that, that is pretty much the end of the central spawn area. I'm going to quickly run over here and go to sleep in bed so that I don't have to deal with the rain and darkness anymore, and then I'll get back to telling more stories about it. Okay, so this was my old base. I don't really think there's any point in talking about this location yet because there's a couple of places I want to talk about with that. I'm going to talk about all the bases that are around here when I talk about that. But other than that, however, I think that it's pretty much the end of the general spawn area. I'm not sure what item I want to be from this location. I don't know what item kind of represents it. The only thing I could think of that would represent it completely would be maybe a piece of yellow wool, but I don't really want to destroy the Bill Cipher statue. I'm gonna come over here and see if there's anything else. This was, I don't know. I mean, apparently it's that guy's house. I don't remember who that was, though. I'm not sure. I know that this location over here, this was blown up by me, unfortunately, as an accident. I did not intend on blowing it up. I believe a creeper walked in here. Um, but I thought there was a secret chest somewhere over here. Maybe there wasn't. That's odd. Other than that, um, this area almost seems war-torn because it actually was. This was the site of conflicting interests on the server. What does that say? 9 out of 10 almost died while falling. Yeah, you'll get some of these signs occasionally that just are made from like random people. And it's always hilarious because you have no idea when you're going to come across them up until when you actually do. And then you're just like, "Oh wow, that's a sign." I believe this used to say take whatever you want, but replace whatever you want. It was something like that. You had to like take it and then replace it, and that was what was on the sign. I've also decided that I'm going to place down the potatoes. The potatoes are going to go in that other plot of land over there. So we won't have everything wheat and berries. It's just going to be wheat, berries, potatoes. Okay, here we go. So let's see. Maybe maybe the best thing, it won't have any significance to anybody else, but this I think is what I'm going to take because the nether portal used to be right here actually. I believe maybe I'll see if I can it used to be like right here. And so this loom has been in this location for I think since week 1 of the server. So I believe this is the oldest thing on this server from spawn that's still there. Maybe the crafting table too, but the crafting table is more of like a general item. So I'm going to bring the loom back, and I think the loom is what I'm going to place down as the first relic in the museum that I'm going to make. I'm also not sure where I want the museum to be. Um, it might, I had a location planned out for it, but I might just make it in the general, like, right, like inside of the castle area, as opposed to the specific location. Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna come over here, reset my spawn here, and let's go inside of the berry base and see. I I don't want to have it right here, but it might be better if it is over in this location. I also don't have any, um, what's it called? I don't have any leather, which I would need for item frames. Okay, you know what? I think maybe down in this area or maybe down this hallway. I th Oh yes, okay, so this was going to be yes, this was going to be the museum room originally when me and my friend like years ago when we were making this. So this was going to be the museum room. And I might as well just keep it like that actually, especially since apparently I have a couple of um things in here already that I might as well just keep as like so this will be the room. So first thing, I'm going to place this right here. This represents spawn. So I might as well end it here actually. So thank you for watching. Next video, I think I'm going to go over what was in those shulker boxes that we found, and also probably talk a little bit about these banners in here because there's a lot of really interesting ones. And so I'm going to go over that, and I'll probably hang them up around here, and then see everybody else in the next video. Have a blessed day.